Hi everyone! Today I'd like to share with you 3 Christmas DIYs that will make your home as festive as your spirit. They'd also be great as gifts leading up to Christmas, and yeah, they're just really pretty. So let's get started. I thought we'd start with the most complicated DIY and then finish off with the easiest one. So to start, I want to make a Christmas wreath, and for this you're going to need some pine pieces or some other kind of greenery that can be your base, and that will go on this straw ring that I've bought at the supermarket. Actually, it was pretty easy to find this time of year, so that's a positive point. And you could also use like a steel wire or something, but then you're going to need more attachments to fill it out. But that's really also a question of taste, how you want your wreath to look. And then you're also going to need some kind of decorations or things to mix in with the greenery you have. So I have some white moss. I also have some of these decorational red berries. They are artificial, but I also have some of these red berries from my garden. They don't look awesome, but I thought maybe we could mix the two together and it will look nice. We'll see what happens. And then I have some pine cones that I found in the forest, and some of this fern that I found in my friend's garden, as well as these little branches that have some kind of blueberries on them that I also found in my friend's garden. They're really cute, so I want to use those. And then to tie it all together, you're going to need some kind of twine. I've got this twine, and I've also made this braided twine out of 3 pieces of twine for the hanging attachment to the wreath. But I'll show you that in a minute. But you could use just 1 piece of twine, or you can do whatever you want as long as you have 1 piece that you can attach to hang it up with. And I'm also going to use some wire to attach things to the wreath. So first of all, I want to attach this hanging device from my braided twine. So I'm taking it around this straw circle, and I'm going to tie it underneath here. So then when I tie that underneath like that, you can see you could hang it. But what I want to do is attach it here so it can hang this way rather than this way. So I'm going to take some of this wire, and I've got some shears from my garden, excuse the look of them. So I've got this piece of wire, and I'm just gonna pull it around. Watch out so you don't pierce yourself. So there we have started the making of our wreath. We have our hanging device. So step 1 done. And now we need to start looking at what kind of design we want to make. So I'm just going to lay some things out on top of the straw. Alright, so now we have some kind of base to work off of, and what I've started doing is just lay pine all around the straw, and then added some moss and some applications to see where I want sort of the ornamental part to be. And now I'm just going to attach these pieces, and then we can build on top of that. Always keep in mind is that the back side of the wreath no one's gonna see, so that's where you'll have the bows or however you choose to tie your string. And then also, as you attach the string around the base, you want to cover the string as much as possible with the pine or whatever you're going to attach. Obviously you can add more later to cover what's not covered, but it's good to start covering that part already. Alright, so now I've attached all the pine around, and now when I lift it up, it looks pretty good. So now I'm just going to add some pieces to those sort of gaps, just to fill it out and make sure the sides aren't empty. You know, it's nice that it's full in the front, but it also needs to look full all around. So that's the next step, and then we can decorate. Alright, so now I'm happy with the fullness of the pine, and I'm going to continue with this piece that I mapped out before with the moss. So I'm going to attach the moss on this side here, and I'm going to use the wire to do so. So I'm going to take pieces of wire and then attach the moss to either the string here, it's a piece of string there, or to the pine itself. So to attach the moss to itself now, to create more of a cluster, I'm using these decorational little berries that have wire on them to pull it together, and then I sort of wrap it around and stick it through to make it stay. And then you can bend these little guys up. So I'm pretty happy with this section now. As you can see, I added the ferns and I added this leafy bits with the blueberries, and then I added a cluster of red berries here in with the moss. And now I want to continue and place some appliques on this side, and I want to use the pine cones. So I think I'm going to add them here, and to attach them I'm going to use wire again. So I'll show you how. So I'm just going to try and weave this wire in between the pieces of the pine cone here, so it's quite sturdy there. Then I'm going to pull it through to about the middle. Then I'm going to place the pine cone where I want it to sit. Then I'm going to weave these pieces in between the pine so that I can get it out on the back side of the wreath where I'm going to attach it. So now I don't want to squash the other side, so I'm just gently pulling these two pieces back here and spiraling them together. Okay, so I've attached the second pine cone and I think I'm done. So let's see what it looks like. Something like that. Let's see. I hope that was comprehensive enough for you. Really, it's just about being creative and making your own design, finding things that you like the look of, and then attaching them quite firmly to the straw circle. So let's go hang it up. The next DIY I would like to do with you is some fancy candles. I have 3 different types of candles: a tea light, a long candle, and some block candles, and I thought we could make them look festive together. So let's do it. So I've got 2 block candle situations going on here. The first one has this wood base that I found in a sort of general store in Copenhagen, but you could use any sort of candle base you have. And the other one has this deep dish base that I found in a secondhand store, but you could use like a bowl or some kind of dish that you have at home. And I thought it would be perfect to decorate around the candle. So let's start with this one. For it, I'm going to use some pine, some white moss, and also some pine cones that I found in the forest, and maybe some of these red little fake berries. Alright, so I think I'm done there. I just arranged the pine around the candle, then added some moss, added the pine cones, and added some red berries. It's really simple, takes literally 5 minutes, but it looks really festive and nice. So let's move on to the next one. And as I don't have a base to decorate, I have to decorate on the candle. So let's see what happens. And there we have the second one. Really simple. Just some twine, some pine, and some of those little red decorative berries. And let's move on to some tall candles. And for this I have two old beer bottles. This one's not so clean, sorry about that. But I like this one that still has the label on it. So I thought we could decorate both of them, and I'm gonna keep going in the same theme as I have been. Okay, so now I have these tall candle holders done as well. Just simple beer bottles, twine, pine, and those little red berries as well. Starting to look very festive in here. And I've got one tiny little one more to go. And I'm just going to use this clear glass and a tea light. And then I found these sequins in a second-hand store actually. They were only 50p or 5 Swedish crowns. So let's sprinkle those in the bottom and see where we go from there. And that's it. All done. 5 candles in probably 20 minutes that look perfectly festive. The last DIY I'd like to do with you is my all-time favorite Christmas decoration, and it's oranges with cloves in them. It creates this awesome fragrance around the house, and it just looks really, it looks really lovely. So let's do them. So you can really do any pattern. Do spirals, lines, clusters, speckles. It's up to you, whatever you like, really. I'll show you a few different variations and let your creative imagination flow. I made 5 different ones now, and this one is just rings going around and leaving a bit at the bottom, and this one just has lines going down it. This one has a spiral pattern. This one has little flowers, and this one also has lines going down, but every other one is just a couple in the beginning. So now I'm gonna hang 2 of them and arrange the other 3 in a bowl with some more pine. that was my 3 Christmas DIYs. I really hope you enjoyed them and that you'll get crafty like I did. And yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. Merry Christmas. God jul!